We are connected through Peace for People project, like to make our network and all of the stuffs like communication and all things strong beyond like internationally. So right now
Okay.
with connecting with those people who we can connect with like international friends. We met some of the friends, so this purpose of knowing your experience as well as our experience. So
Okay.
it was.
Okay.
Yeah, and till now we have
Nice.
connected with two of the people, two and other students from the Netherlands.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's very. It's great that we can like be. We're a couple of thousands of kilometers away from each other, but we
Yeah.
can meet, and the world is becoming smaller and smaller.
Yeah.
I really like it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because of digitalization, it
Yes,
is becoming like global
and
now.
it's great because I used to have a company which did outsourcing in Suriname. So we had people working in Suriname for the Dutch companies and people here because they speak Dutch in Suriname. It's an ex-colony of Holland,
Yeah.
and that was I ended that company in I think 2016 or something like that. We had a couple of tens of I think 20, 30, 40 people working there, but I got fed up with it because I had to talk a lot. I had to do the sales here a lot. Um, and the costs were maybe 30 or 40% of the costs from here because labor costs in Holland are really high, and there was the same people working there for them there, and now that was 10 years ago, something like that, and now. Because of the corona pandemic, and the people get used to video calling. They say, "Oh, you can work on the other side of the world. It doesn't really matter. You do the stuff." And if I had that company now, I would have hundreds of people working, and then they would be really glad to just pay 40%. So the developments are coming really fast. World is getting smaller and smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's hope we don't fuck up environmentally or make a war, some Russian or Chinese war or something. I hope not.
Yeah. So and
So
let's start our conversation then. Like
yeah,
from the like question, can you like explain about your journey? What are you in the by profession, and about yourself, like basically about yourself.
okay. My profession, which my education is for, like college and university, is HR,
HR, human resource.
HR, human resources, and I was HR officer and head and director of HR in mostly uh, uh, um, multinationals like chemical or banking or what's it called? My English is getting rusty, Eddie. I was born in the States, but I don't have to speak English a lot anymore. So that was my profession. And I went into outplacement and coaching. I had a middle bureau with several people in that, but that went bankrupt. That was a really harsh something. Then afterwards I had this company in Suriname. Had to do a lot of sales here, and then I stopped. People were like in closed. They were really. I'm sorry to say, but crazy. Really, the most crazy people of the. And then I made a project because these people were not. They didn't have anything for them anymore. They would die in those awful circumstances. And then I made up a project. I got some money because that's the thing I usually do is to have a plan and then get money to make it. And then the people went out of there. They were more normal housing. Their family wanted to join with them again. They got work, and they also stopped drugs. and this was very special because we don't have anything for that, and it was actually making a life that is purposeful, really what they like. So the life was full with what they liked, and then the drugs were gone, and we won prizes and stuff like that. And the board of directors, because it's the biggest mental health institution in Holland, they had 150,000 euros to prolong the project, and then COVID broke, and health issues should not be in the hands of companies, but should be in the hands of the government. So, but that makes it very complicated. My idea is that it shouldn't be a capitalistic thing. It should be a corporation. So maybe I'll find something. But first, that's what is my background? That's maybe a long answer to a short question. So
Okay.
that's something what I did.
So you have also talked about freelancing. Like, what are the freelancing
Yes.
things you do? Like, right now.
Not at the moment. Maybe I would be a project manager or something, because freelancing, that was for me the most happy period, because I have been managing and directing people, but it's not my hobby because I'm too loose. I said, that's what you have to do. You're a professional, go do it. And we have some guidelines, and if you need some help, I'll help you. See you next time. And that's not the way people mostly want to be managed. So freelancing is like I go somewhere and there's something to be solved, or I don't know, and then yes, I just do it with other people, and then I leave after half an hour, after a year or a year, and that's and the freelance jobs I probably would be doing now would be for not like HR for big companies, because I think it's really a bullshit job lots of the times. And the one conversation I had with an autistic spectrum center who have made embassies in big companies to get people with autistic features in contact with each other. So that's, I would say, qualified work for the society. So my freelance, I don't want to be HI director anymore. It's a stupid job, I think. But that is something that I could do very quickly and earn a lot of money.
Okay. So like the freelancing work are from your reference, like your surrounding, or you find some app, or how does this work for you?
Sorry, could you repeat that question?
Connection through. So like your freelancing, jobs come from your connection friends, or how does they come towards you?
Mostly via my network, or but it could, I used to freelance also via specialized bureaus that's that HR professional bureaus. I also did that, but probably now my freelance jobs would come via friends, via talking, via maybe publishing something, and then someone's interested, or maybe I would find something to. I'm very interested in AI, so but I'm not an IT professional. But I would say that there's not a lot of people with the softer skills that are really into AI. So that could be something that's a company needs. Like AI in HR or AI in mental health is I don't know. I don't see a lot of people here specialized in that. I think it's really going to be something big. So I'm taking courses now
in AI, like Yeah, like what type of courses are you taking? Like AI for beginner types of courses, what to learn? Like what is suppose I
Actually, a
want to
lot of
learn the yeah
actually a lot of introduction at the moment. So not the programming, but like
yeah
what does it mean for us? What does it mean for an organization? My
yeah
son is studying AI at the university, so he and I'm sometimes
yeah
like the fake fake shit, like he needs a project, and then I
Okay.
act as if I'm a company with something to do, a project for him. So then um, he's rehearsing it, and we're
okay
planning to do some other stuff which would benefit society. We think, and I think this week we're getting a paid license to get on another AI thing, so we have more dedicated server time, so we can get other stuff. So and then I get some, edx.org.
Ed. Yes.
So
uh,
there's some
edX.
courses,
CS50.
the free. Sorry,
Yeah,
EDX
edX. Yeah, the courses.
edx.
Yeah, from which we can take courses, right?
Yes,
Yeah, of
yes,
course.
it's
this
great.
one, right? I have the app.
Ah,
Let me show you. Like this
yeah,
one app, right? Yeah, I
yeah,
have just
it's great,
installed
huh?
it, but haven't used it. Like it was in my so I yeah, it was like I have Coursera and like they were in my
Yeah,
tablet, but I haven't used like they were. I think if yeah, it will encourage me to sometimes use it, but I haven't used it. I think I have logged in,
no.
found it somewhere else. Someone has suggested me, so I have just installed it.
Yes, yes, yes. I can imagine. That was the same with me. Last couple, it has been on my apps for a couple of years
Yeah,
now, and I think not so long ago I started using it. Very interesting courses.
Yeah. From the
So
university, we can
yeah,
get like lectures from the
yeah,
university also.
yeah. So I'm not like
yeah,
really studying AI, or like I want to do something with AI. I'm just very interested, and that's why I'm taking courses, reading books. I'm in a society of men that like we make what you call it. We go talk about subjects,
Subjects.
and subjects. Someone. It's not a religious thing, but it's a what you would call like people were interested in meaning of life. Philosophizing and stuff like
Philosophy.
that.
Philosophical.
And I yeah, and I was already, like, I don't know if you know the book Homo Deus of Yuval Hariri. He's a historian, philosopher. He's an
important.
Israeli.
Yeah,
Homo sapiens, Homo Deus are a couple
Homo
of his books.
Homo sapiens.
Yeah, Homo sapiens. And this guy in Homo Deus is not where we come from, but where we're going to. And he's also into this. He thinks that AI would be really a big thing. And this is I prepared this talking point with these men 2 or 3 years ago, and afterwards I've been preparing more of this discussion talks about AI and what it means for us as a human being. If AI becomes more intelligent, maybe even conscious, so it's then it's the time of the AI, not of the, like, now it's almost the time of the people, humanism. But and we are at the top of the thing, in maybe not God anymore. Well, I don't know in your country, but in Holland we have a lot of atheists, and
Atheist.
I think I'm an atheist as well.
Yeah.
But so not God is on the top, but the humans are at the top. But if AI comes, who is our arrogance that we are on the top is going to be discussed. So I'm very interested in what happens that, and I that's the most what I mostly do. I follow my interests. It's like playing. I play a lot, and then suddenly that what I've been doing playing seems to be worth something for others, and then I get a job or I make a company, or I don't know. I think I'm very lucky. I'm born in the States, and I live in Holland, rich country. I'm not rich here, but enough money to stop for a couple of years if I want. I have a house. I'm married, happily married. I have 3 healthy children, nice, and my family. My mother still lives. I'm very, very lucky.
Yes.
I wish everyone would have that.
Yeah. Yeah. You
That makes you also confident to try stuff. Eh?
Can you share something like your project of a rich life?
A rich life. Oh,
I mean,
sorry.
right? I have. Yeah.
Oh yeah, a rich life. For me, a rich life is that you. For me, families important and health, and to be mentally sane. Now I've been working with the mental health patients, and I mean everyone has his issues. You know, I'm dissatisfied about. I don't know. I can really be angry about something or frustrated or. I was frustrated working at the mental health institute that we made something great which could really improve the lives of those people in those health institutions, and a lot of people just didn't work with it. You know, I got frustrated and I got really imbalanced myself because of the frustration. So that's a bit crazy what I did. I would say, but if you're like feeling safe. You're not worried about money, you know. Okay, it can be less or something, but I feel that I can choose what I want. I have enough food. My family is healthy, and 2 months ago, today I'm going to the doctor with my mother, and she had breast cancer, and 1.5 months ago, it looked like it was really bad message. Then my life is shit. I feel like shit. Still, if I keep my head clear, I think, wow, I'm very lucky. I'm very rich because I have a mother. That's one. I have a really nice, good mother who loves me, and I love her. I think that's rich. And rich in the sense of being financially not independent, because I'm not completely independent, but I have enough money, and now I'm not without a job, but from the government I get some money still.
Oh.
That is very, very rich country. I'm very satisfied living here. I wish the world, everyone to have that, because it gives you a kind of safe feeling.
So you get stipend is from the government?
Yes, it's tiny. It's not enough for us, but it's really luxurious.
Yeah, it's like the cause of like retirement or something elsewhere fund.
No. That I'm not that old. That I think we get retirement here it's at 67. I think. My age is now 59. No, it's like
Because of the service.
unemployment benefits and something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's very strange because my employer and me agreed to part, and then I think it was a bit too much because I got money for that for the years that I was there. I was never as long as with the company as there, and because I was not self-employed at this last thing. I was in like an employee, not freelance and stuff like that. But I got money, and I also get unemployment benefits for I don't know how long, for 1 year, 2 years. If I won't need it that long, but and it's not it's tiny stuff, but okay, it's very luxurious, I would say. And I think it's very strange because it is also my decision, not only from the employer, but also my decision, and I still get those benefits. It's almost too much, huh?
Mm-hmm.
If I choose for it, it's my responsibility. But so this is a great country, and but I think like with AI and stuff like that, we can do like a basic income or stuff like that around the world. Why not? That everyone, you too, also could have a like a you can doesn't matter what you do, you get money. And sometimes people think, well, then people will not start working, they will become lazy and stuff like that. But it's on the contrary. If people have a basic income, they start doing more.
Yeah.
They feel safe. Their health improves. They do sane, very good investments, and people get happier.
Yeah.
Start less wars, are environmentally more friendly because they are. Because if you're surviving, if you really don't know if you can have enough money for the next week, you make poor decisions. You have stress.
So yeah, that's why also I think crime rate also less there, I guess,
Yes,
because of that,
crime rate is less because
compared to other countries.
if you're safe and you feel very good and you feel like rich, and you do some crime, you're risking your great life. Why should you do it? So I wish in overall in the whole world the richness is gone up. People in extreme poverty is gone less. People with hunger is less than 20 years ago, and way less than 60 years ago. But still, you live in Nepal, I think, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some people in Nepal, I hope not you, but some people in Nepal are so poor that they are hungry sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, there.
Is that with you as well? Or not?
Sorry.
No.
No. My wife just came in. We have an interview. So I hope that will vanish soon.
Yeah. So according to you, this much time of experience in job and all of the like freelance job employing, and what was like your key points that we should take to
For
take,
free freelancing?
like everything in
As a
life?
whole.
What?
Yeah.
Especially when you're freelancing, you should take care of yourself. Because people, when you're freelancing, you think you have to take every job that's there. Maybe it's more easy to say that here, because if you take every job, you get stressed. You need, I cannot say no to something, or but sometimes when you're freelancing, especially more complicated work, like I did interim management. If I did 2 freelance jobs at the same time, sometimes one is stopping a bit, the other one is starting. Then I had too much on my head, and I was not doing that work well. And then I had less private life, and I was getting exhausted. And as freelancer, you are your instrument. You are your instrument. So if you don't take care of yourself, your health, your mental health, your balance, then you don't do good work. Your life is becoming shit. If you do that a couple of years, you could get exhausted, burnout. But also the quality of your work is going down. So
So
overall,
like in freelancing, like you have talked about like work from home freelancing type or like project based freelancing.
sorry, could you repeat it again?
Like you have taken the like project based freelancing on site job or like only work from home freelancing type of job.
At that time, my freelancing was some time ago. From working from home, I did sometimes do that, but it was not usual. It was always on site.
Okay.
So, if I would freelance now, it would probably be half something like that.
Oh,
And
Hybrid.
one other thing is, sorry.
Yeah, half of mean like hybrid one. Sometimes from the
Yes, yes, a hybrid. Yes. So from home and on site, yeah.
yeah. Yes.
And so I think like if you're a carpenter, you have like a saw, and this saw needs to be sharpened.
Yeah.
And actually, if as a freelancer, you're the saw, so you need to be sharpened. You need to be take care of yourself. The other thing with freelancing is that it's better. That's a financial thing. It's better to have a freelance job, like you say, 8 hours. You do you on site or here all the way. You get 8 hours paid. Compared to I also did consulting, but that was an hour here, 2 hours there, 3 hours there, and that then you have different stuff. The hourly wages were higher, but the total amount that I earned on a day was way less. So sometimes I used to get like between the 100 and the 250 euros an hour for consultancy. That's a high rate. And for interim, between I would say 90 and 125, 150 euros an hour. So it was less. But because I was 8 hours doing the same, even when I went to the toilet, for instance, I got paid. So that makes it much easier. So the hourly rate is not so very important. It the if you can like get paid the whole day, that's very important. Because you have a product that is time. You sell yourself for time, and the time is if it's gone, it's gone. You cannot save it like in a battery for later. And it seems like a bit, maybe a bit technical thing, financial technical thing. But if you remember that and you focus on the freelance jobs, which is you can get paid every day, even if it's a lower rate, it will make it less stressful. You don't have to
Think for the hours.
you don't have to you don't have to think about the finances anymore, which is relaxing.
So in your first of the career, like how did you build your network? Like probably from your company or like how did you build your like connections?
My connections mostly I try to be good at what I did, because in the beginning you're like you are hired for your expertise. You know, you're good at something. At my I was I used to like jumping on a riding train, for instance. That was it's going on, and I jump, and I'm working right away, and I soon I knew how things went there, so I knew the politics. So within a week, I was really completely. They could give me complex jobs and stuff like that. Some people needed longer, so that was my specialty. After that,
So you could easily switch to like new phases of something, like easily interact with something. Yeah.
And then I knew how the power play was going to be and stuff like that. So, and that takes a long time, but for me that was like intuitive. I could do that fast. So I don't know if it's still that my quality, but that was that time. So because I had that, there were a lot of companies needed that quality.
Yeah.
So I had too much. After a time, in the beginning, it's like, shit, how am I gonna get a job like that again? And then afterwards, because people know you, you get more and more. Then, at a time, I cannot do that job because I'm, I have to keep balance. I didn't say that. I had to keep balance. I
Yeah,
just
basically
said,
you need to be upgraded, like as our conversation goes, I have made an imagination like you need to be upgraded, like you also know about AI thing, like you are like sharp on this thing, like new technology, new things, like kind of keen, fast learner of anything. It is great.
Yeah, and then I took someone else to do the job for me, and I made a percentage of that.
Oh.
And then this person, because I was an expert, I knew what they could do or not. The company was satisfied, and they asked for another one, and then it wasn't mostly not my intention to grow, but then I had some other persons freelance, and before I knew it, I was someone in my company and another one in my company, and it grew. So mostly it's like we do good work, then more work will come, and I'm anxious that if I go to do it freelance work again, that I will end up with a company with some employees again, because I don't want that anymore. It's stressful.
Yeah.
So that's the way I did it. I did it with, and then I made friends with my contractors, the companies I worked for. We were very enthusiastic, and I like new things. So at the moment that I got my sales better, because I used to have projects with people, we were very interested, but I forgot the the signature. I forgot to close the deal.
Oh.
That's not very smart. So then I came out of the office and I said, shit, I don't have any. We were very enthusiastic and we will continue to talk, but I don't have a job. So when I focused on the signature, that was my learning point. I mean, you can be very expertised and fun and good with each other, but you need someone to pay it for it. Huh?
Yeah.
Right.
So mostly, and then afterwards, I made good contacts with my the people that gave the contracts, and so like it was not like that I can sell everything, but if I have a good contact, I'm enthusiastic about my product, then for some reason I get more and more contracts. So it's and it was not my intention to grow a company, and for me myself, I learned that money was not something I was interested really in. Every time I thought, well, okay, I could do that, and then I make $1 million and make more millions, for instance. If I have a prognosis and that money was the main driver, I lost my interests, and I don't know if it's like worldwide like that, but the people that I met that had that intention, they lost their drive, and they lost their flame, and mostly it doesn't work. You should go for what you like or you're interested in.
Yeah.
Then you have a nice time, you get more contracts, And if money is the only thing, or the main driver, mostly it doesn't work. I think that's a human thing.
Yeah.
I guess we
After
need
getting a
just
certain point of money, like it will be enough for us, so we can
Yeah,
focus on our interests and everything else.
yeah,
yeah. You need a basis. If you don't have enough
Yeah.
food, yeah, well, then money or food
Yeah.
is very.
so
If you have a house with leaking a
Yeah.
roof,
Yeah.
then you need money.
we just need
But that's
enough
like,
to survive.
sorry,
We just need
need to
enough to
survive.
survive. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and above that, money is not a real motivator. At least not for the most people.
Yeah. After
And
getting
then
a certain point of
yeah,
money,
and
after getting
people that yeah, some people can really like do a good sale, and
yeah.
they they get a bonus for that, or they really get. But and they say my view is that they say that it's like I am motivated because I get more money, but my view is that they are satisfied or stimulated because they like to close the deal, like they win or something like that.
Yeah.
That's what they're motivated about, not not the euros.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm really clear about it. But so networking and doing what you like as a freelancer, I would say, is really important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you as
So
a HR,
yeah, you.
and what are the I guess you have seen from the other side of the table, right? As in hiring someone.
The
As in
beginning of your question was a bit blurred.
yeah, as you as an HR,
Yeah.
and I guess you have been to the other side of the chair, right? From like
Yes.
hiring someone, and what are the like
Yes.
main things you focus on, so that to get the right candidate or just the
Yeah.
thing.
My experience is that we think that we're hiring people with the right qualifications, stuff like that. But actually, mostly we're hiring people that look like us, and we have a stomach feeling. Actually, our prejudices, our people, things we like, people we like. That's what we hire.
Oh,
And then it gets a self-fulfilling prophecy. So, if, for instance, it's also with a race, also, like a white Dutch person feels more comfortable with a white other people. Well, I hope probably not anymore so much here because we are. I'm also a bit. I'm a bit Indonesian, a little bit dark. So, and that's normal here. Why? But you feel more attracted to the people that look like you.
same races.
Yeah, same. They went to the same university, speak the same language, have the same buzzwords, go to the hockey club, for instance, and that's you have a strong prevalence for those kind of people. And oh yeah, they have this, of course, the same qualifications because otherwise I wouldn't come to an interview. And so we choose a positive feeling mostly. So that's maybe if you ask 100 HR professionals, you only get 10 of those hundreds that would say the same as me. So it's very diverse what HR people also think.
It depends on the people.
Yes, and mostly the selection interviews are really unstructured interviews that are not really have have a lot of worth. They just, for instance, a lot of the interviews during HR are like, imagine if you have this and this, what would you do? And it doesn't prove anything what people really would do. It says something about how imaginative someone is. That's what it proves. That's what it says. Can can you speak very well? It's not about what you did, your experience, or what you will do. So lots of the selection interviews are, I would say, bullshit. It's 50-50. You can just flip a coin and you make the same good decision or bad decision. And that's scientifically proven, by the way.
Oh,
It's not only my view. It's like I think an unstructured interview has a prevalation or something worth. I think it's 45 to 50%, 55%. So it's really bullshit.
oh, so like unstructured in a way, like uh,
You have a star or a star
record.
interview is more or what they called. You have assessment. That's only 70 to 75% prediction. So a lot of what we think we're doing during a selection interview, it makes no sense.
Oh, the like result is already we have the result, but is only for the formality one.
Yes, but we don't think like that. We think it's really important. We're really doing very important work to select someone, but actually we're choosing the same people that we would already choose. If you ask an HR person really to be honest, then they say in the first 5 minutes, I know if this person would be it or not.
Oh,
And they say to them, I'm really a good selector. No, you're just someone who selects what you already think is good. So we're people are very good in making rationalizing stuff.
okay. And like dress code and everything like that matters in the interview, or
Yes,
does.
that's because we are choosing the people we that are like us. So if you go to work, for instance, if you talk about dress code, my dress code and way of being is not the way of being that you have to be successful in the mental health industry where I just came from. I always thought, but I don't understand what they're talking about, and they don't seem to understand what I was talking about, and that was also my. I was usually seen as a psychiatrist because I dressed like that, and for me that was my informal tenue. So if I would do my office dress, I would only be. I was seen as a board of directors. And actually, with the board of directors, I could talk. That was the people that I could communicate with the managers and the directors under. They we didn't seem to have a match. So the words, the way of thinking, the way of dressing, it's very important. You if you don't have that kind of not I would say vibe. No, there's like if you go above that line, you're strange. If you are different and you're under that line, there's a small bandwidth, I would say. If you're in that bandwidth and you speak with someone, then you're accepted. They take you seriously. And if you're different, for instance, in another culture, it's much more difficult. Or in some industries, if you're a woman, you're less accepted. If you and also with dress code. So it's very important to actually you can better focus on that, getting a connection, being in that bandwidth of being accepted. Then the qualifications are less important. And that's actually, my view is that the same is with sales. Because if you buy something like and not like a product, but if you buy a freelancer or if you buy a service, you buy something because you have trust in that. If someone is very different, you think is very strange, you don't trust someone, so you don't buy anything. And that's why trust and connection, that's the things that's the most important for sales. That's my view.
Yeah. I guess we need to be familiar and have like similar common thing to share with each other.
Yes. Yes. And that's also, I would say that's the same if you do freelance online work, I think.
Like did you hire someone like freelancing to with your organization from like another country, or
Uh,
have you hired?
without personally seeing that someone,
Yeah.
you mean? Yes, I did. I had before I started that company in Suriname, I had a virtual assistant in India. It didn't really work out that well because I don't think it was that the virtual assistant that didn't work out so well, but because I had to get used to it, and I was like searching what I wanted. That company in Suriname started because I had a need for a virtual assistant, not a virtual, but assistant on some other place. And then that idea that I actually need someone who speaks Dutch. So in Suriname, people spoke Dutch because my clients were Dutch.
And like, how did you pay for the people from another country? Like there is variation in the country currency, right?
In India, you mean?
Yeah.
Or in Suriname?
Yeah, in
Suriname, my partner, it was a Dutch guy. He moved to Suriname because he was married to a Suriname lady, and we still are friends. But he still lives half in Suriname, half here in Holland, and he managed the bureau there in Suriname. So he hired there, and I hired people here that went to the company, and then they moved to Suriname because they wanted to immigrate. A lot of people here that are with Suriname lineage, the people from Suriname came here, and the same people are their children or grandchildren. They want to move to Suriname, but it's difficult to get a job there, especially with a Dutch company. So I could see them. The company that would employ them would see them. They would say, "Okay, yes, I want to hire this girl," and they move to Suriname and they start working for us and they worked in our building there.
No, and how did you paid for like the virtual assistant from India?
By credit card.
Great. Oh.
Swift transfer, I think, or PayPal, or
like you pay in the USD
PayPal
or
didn't
in the Dutch currency or Indian currency?
I think in euros. I think in euros, and that went from Indian to the rupiahs in automatically, probably. I don't know. I just got a transfer from my credit card. I don't know if PayPal exists. And yeah, it did exist. Maybe it was PayPal. I think it was credit card.
So yeah, I guess there is like system to convert the currency, I guess.
Yes, automatic conversion. Yeah. It was very easy. I know that's also an important thing because if you sometimes people get ripped off here by foreign like used to be India was not very safe, trustworthy for stuff, especially if you did business with Nigeria or something like that. That's different now. But 20 years ago, that was a thing. So I think then they send me a bill, and I paid by credit card. Not that it was automatically deducted, because that's if you do that, they can do it another time as well. I think it was like that. It was a long time ago. I don't remember anymore.
Yeah.
It is important that it's safe, trustworthy, and easy. And in Suriname, we had our company there. So we transferred euros to Suriname Bank. We had a bank there and a company, 2 companies. And then my partner there could deduct it. Because in Suriname, not everything is via bank, but via cash. Here, I also since a couple of years, I don't have any cash on me. If I go out of the house, everything is digitalized. So you really need a bank. You need your iPhone or your bank card to pay. That's not everywhere in Europe. It's like that. I think even in Germany, you always need some cash with you because some things are not digitalized. But here, I don't remember that I had any cash here.
Oh, that's great.
So,
what are your thoughts on like bitcoins, cryptos, NFTs?
I think the idea of bitcoins is really great because it's a community payment thing without government stuff. But I think it is bad shit because if there's no regulations, people really misuse it, and especially criminals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's environmentally very bad because it takes too much computer space and energy. So too bad. So I would never. I don't have any bitcoins, and I will never pay or get them anyway because I think it's bad shit. And there's a lot of scams also with those digital stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like I don't like the maybe I'm a bit extreme, but I don't like the what you call it, stocks as well.
Oh.
Here, stocks is a economically found stuff. If it's used for a company to grow and stuff like that. But here in our country or in America, it's like gambling almost. It's about like hot air. One time it's like that, and then suddenly people are scared, and it's nothing. So that's I don't have. I probably have stocks, but in my pension funds or other stuff, but I don't want them.
So like,
so you don't want to invest in the stocks? You're like,
sorry,
you don't want to invest in the stocks like that?
No, I have some because of my pension funds and pension funds of my stepmother and some other stuff. But I don't do it myself. That stuff, and my other money I put in other stuff. But then are real things, like a house or something that exists, not like
So like, what are the things you invest in, like in your 20s, 30s? Like, you need to make investments. So, where are the things you have to make investment on those things? As a, like you said, like you don't like stocks, so real estate was the thing, or what are the other things that you made investment?
House, and I do invest. Actually, I do invest in stocks, but then in green companies that are starting up.
Yeah.
Are making the world better. And if there's no money coming out, okay, too bad. And some, if it's a larger amount, I must get it back. But if I don't get a revenue on it, okay. But I'm very in a lucky position that I can choose for that. And maybe it's because I'm getting older also that I would say it's time to give back. But it's also the other stuff is not durable. It's that quick stuff and only about thinking about money. It's making us as humans crazy.
Yeah.
It's not enduring social ties. It's not making people that don't have enough money richer.
Yeah.
It's really we're becoming crazy, and I don't like it. I don't want to join in that as well anymore. I would, for instance, what I really love working for was Eastman Chemical. There was a big chemical company, 18,000 people worldwide, and English, and it was such a good colleagues, but it was a product which filled the oceans with plastic and stuff like that. Because of that reason, I wouldn't work for that company anymore. But I can afford that for me. But I see it here more and more. Maybe because we're rich and naive, I don't know. But people that say, this is fucking up the world. Let's stop with that. Let's not do that anymore. If it's not a company that would make the world better, we're not going to work for it. We're not going to. So the best people now are going to more and more to the companies that they're leaving the banks. They're leaving the lawyers. They're going to startups that are desalinating the water in an energy-friendly way. They are tree planting.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a luxury stuff, but for me, no. I don't want to put my energy in fucking up the world.
Yeah.
So that's what I try to do with my money, and I give it to people sometimes away.
It was great interacting with you. Although my net is like up and down, it was great knowing like your thoughts on your journey.
Yeah, and like I forgot to introduce ourselves also.
Yeah.
Sorry?
I forgot to introduce myself to you also. Introduction.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I didn't get it.
yeah,
Exactly
I forgot
what you
to
said.
introduce myself to you in the very beginning. Yeah, I will introduce myself again. So I am Salib Shrestha. I'm from Nepal, and I am recently 18 years old and a recent high school graduate. Yeah.
What do you study?
Computer, mathematics, IT. IT.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I'm planning for computer degree in the undergrad level.
A lot of work there, I would say, if you like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's important to really like it, because then you will always do something extra and then be better.
yeah. So introducing myself, my name is Sir. So right now I'm studying civil engineering, but I love doing IT stuff like, as you have said, like knowing new technology like AI. I have also like recently joined the AI courses in the beginner levels, and other IT. It's like digital marketing, SEO, search engine optimization, which I do right now. So, and also studying. That's it. I'm also 18 years old. Yes.
Oh, you two are very young and doing all that stuff. Great.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. Bright future ahead.
Yeah.
And living in Nepal. Do you live in Kathmandu?
Yeah.
No, I live
You
in
live in
Pokhara.
Pokhara? I live in
Sorry?
Kathmandu.
Pokhara.
You live in Pokhara.
Pokhara. Okay.
Colleague lives in Pokhara and I live in Kathmandu.
Okay. I've never been to Nepal. To India 6 months, but
Pokhara is popular for tourist destination of lakesides, lakes, religious stuff, Pashupatinath.
yeah.
There are,
I thought in Nepal there's also a socialist movement.
Yeah.
no,
They're quite.
But
Yeah.
yes, and not the aggressive communist party are still.
it's like,
There used to be like a communist.
Mass movement, kind of.
Some people say terrorists. Other people say freedom fighters.
No, in the previous
No.
league, like 10 years ago, around 10.
what is like here our like Nepal is like not terrorists not in support of any fight. They support like freedom only. So, but our Gorkhas like they are famous for fighting, but not
Oh
actually
yeah.
country fighting, but they support other country and like movement stuffs and others like Gautam Buddha, like Buddhist community, if he's a founder. So like it's kind of
Yeah, the Gurkhas. I think also like the Sikhs and the Gurkhas. They came to Indonesia, where my mother was in the war. My mother was a kid in the war in Indonesia, and I think the Sikhs and the Gurkhas freed that part of Indonesia where she was.
Yeah,
thank you for that.
They are like one of the famous army, but like Nepal, they does not involve in any fight. No. They support like as you have said, like freedom, or they support in war to countries like
very good. But also like Nepal is not a complete capitalistic state.
No,
no.
It was never capital, like never.
But I mean, it's also a bit like socialistic, social, like because some states are like feudal and like only capitalistic stuff, and then the people always suffer. But if you have, I hope the socialists. So it's very interested. I would like to visit once, but I don't know when. Okay. Is it okay if we stop now?
Yeah. We can stop.
Yeah. Because I have to go to my mother to the hospital.
Yeah, sure.
She is in hospital, right?
No, she got operated, but we have to go again. Visit.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Hey,
have a
nice meeting. Talking to you guys.
Yeah. Bye. Have a safe
Good luck.
meeting. Yeah. Bye. Bye.
Bye.